Okay, so now we're going to continue on working with the first figure that will be done entirely in reverse. Because what you had before, we worked on 4 different entrances, 4 different ways to bridge your regular tango dancing to reverse tango dancing. And those are simply just options that you have to be able to connect the 2 styles of dancing. What we're going to be working on now, what we're going to be continuing with, will be figures that are done entirely in reverse. So those are the very interesting figures that you'll get to be working on. The first that we're going to do is called Base. This is the original step that was invented by Arturito and taught by Antonio Todaro. That this is really the original basic step for Tango al-Revés. There are 2, and we're going to be working on both of them. But the original basic step, the authentic basic step, is what we're going to be working on here. And we're going to give you the 2 different options that you can use to do this step, because there are 2 different ways of interpreting it. Okay? We're going to start directly in the reverse position, because you already know the ways to enter in the position, and you know the very good posture. So we're going to start by changing the woman's weight to her left leg, and with our right forearm, we're going to guide her a little bit backwards, accompanying her. So we're going to step back, both of us, with the right leg. 1, 2, I open side, but you notice I step a little bit larger than the woman does, because from here, I'm going to step on the outside of the woman. We bring our feet together, we open side, I step behind her, and now I step inline, side, and close. So there are quite a few changes of position that are going on here. Sometimes I'm going to be behind the woman, sometimes I'm going to be on the side, sometimes I'm going to be behind her again, and then I'm going to step inside her feet, but also stepping sometimes outside of her feet. So it's very important that we really have a lot of, we have to be very, very clear on how we place our feet. It's very important to have a lot of precision here. Basically, I start very well behind her. So we start by stepping directly back in line with the right leg. We step side, and I step a little bit larger with the left leg to give me some space to step outside of the woman. We step forward, bring the feet together. I step behind her, and from here I now step inline, side, and we close. Okay? That's the first way to do this step, the very, you could say, academic way. That the feet, it's very, very straight, the step. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. It's very square, very box-like. The other option that you have to interpret this step is by doing it with a little bit more what we call cadencia, a little bit more cadence, a little bit more flavor. And that would be done in this way here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. This step is very interesting because it has very much the cadencia, the cadence that is used in Tango al-Revés. Tango al-Revés has a very special way of moving. It has a very special dynamic, a very special energy. And this is a very good representation of that, a very good example. If you notice how we do this here, this isn't so clean, you could say, as the other step where we bring the feet together and everything perfect. But it has a little bit more flavor. So here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, a little adornment. And here we suspend the step just a little bit to close. Okay, so now we've just finished explaining both the men's and the woman's role for the basic step, the Base al-Revés, which is, since it's the same footwork, it's the same explanation for both the men and for the woman as well. We're now going to show you the 2 different options, first of all in slow motion, so you can study very well the dynamics of the movements, and then we're going to show it to you in the real time. And of course, at the beginning of this chapter, you saw the actual movement done with the music, so you can see how we apply the cadencia to the actual music itself. Okay? So, from here, we're going to start directly in reverse. And first we'll do it slowly, the básico académico, the more formal way. See? Now, a little bit more with cadencia. Now we have the real time, the academic. And now with cadencia. And there we go. Base al-Revés.